we went to see the doctor, and they keep on having his blood test and everything, and the kidney failure was going very rapidly, and he was taken in the hospital, and we were told that his kidneys has gone, and that was very hard to hear.
Well, as soon as you go onto dialysis, they do inform you of all the options, including live donor and including like CAPD and APD. And at that time, they said, "Oh, you probably can get a donor within 18 months to 2 years." I'm quite strong enough and healthy enough, and I'm strong-willed as a person anyway. So I thought I can wait that. I don't really want to put anyone in my family through that. And so I thought, yeah, I'll just stick with the dialysis. I thought 2 years, I can handle that.
Whenever I was in the beginning, when I ever even asked him, shall I have a blood test to see even if it's match or not? He says, no, mom, no, you don't give me a kidney. He makes any other excuses. You are too old and like that. And I kept on listening to him.
I never thought of it as negative that I wouldn't get a donor. Always keep a positive outlook, try and carry on as best to normal and think about it that way. But obviously as time got on, I was trying to carry on going to work, and it was getting harder, body was getting weak, and I was more tired generally, fatigued.
So a lot of the people get within 2 years time, and so the judge thought he will stay on the dialysis until he get the kidney. But it took about 3 years, and he was getting weak, and he was very miserable, and so we thought. Then I told him I would like to give the kidney.
Well, it was more a direct conversation with my mum, and I was saying I don't want to put you through such a big operation, because obviously at that time I wasn't fully informed of all the options apart from the fact you can have a live donor transplant. But you think to yourself, oh, that's a big operation for me as well, but do I really want to put my mum through that as well? And I thought, no, I don't want to do that at the time.
So I made up my mind, and the next time I went with him for his appointment at the doctor's, and I told them I would like to give.
I don't think it was more of me being convinced, it was more my mum saying she was absolutely determined. She wanted to come along just to have initially the blood test to see if she's a match. And basically, because I was so weak and I was getting very tired, I thought, okay, well, let's just have the blood test. I mean, we won't consider anything after that, but yeah, if you want to have the blood test, we'll do that.
Then I had my blood test, first blood test, and that was good. Then I had my scans and kidney scans and the rest of the test.
You get more information from the transplant coordinator and all the renal nurses, and obviously my uncles are doctors in the States, and you talk to them, email them, and started doing a bit more research on my own in the internet, and you can find more facts and figures which probably I didn't do at the early stages. And it may have changed my mind at that point if I'd done that at the early stages, but at that point I didn't want to put my mum through it, so I'd done all that, and the information is all there. It's just a matter of obtaining it and getting a good overall perspective of the whole process. I still felt uncomfortable putting my mum through quite 6 months of various tests, which are some of them quite strenuous, some of them quite simple, but she did sail through most of them, and she was always strong, and you could tell she was determined to go through it. And so once you could see that, I thought, well, let's see how far we can go, because there's no guarantee that she can donate her kidney, because of these tests are very rigorous, and it's got to be absolute 100%.
I wasn't scared at all like this operation. Somehow I believe in God, and I had all this strength in myself, and I had never second thought of it.
It's still nerve-wracking to think there's a huge operation ahead, not only for myself and my mum, but as you get closer, you get more confident with the doctors and how they're answering all your questions. So as it got closer, and my mum was always strong throughout, so it's not a case of me having to reassure her. It was probably she was more reassuring me that, don't worry, I'll be fine. I want to go ahead and do the operation. So she was probably as supportive to me as I thought I should have been to her, and the family were to both of us.
I went on Thursday. The operation was on Friday. In the afternoon I went there. The doctors came around and they checked me and they asked me questions, and had I any other operations before.
I can remember everything quite clearly from the point of going down to theatre. Obviously, my mum went in first, but she had to be prepared beforehand, and then obviously I followed after. I was awake right until the point of like going down into the theatre, pre-med room, and I was actually chatting quite freely with all the medical staff down there.
I asked for Chase, where's Chase, where's Chase, and he wasn't in the ward at that time. And I was dozing and I was looking for him, and he came a bit later, but the doctors told me the kidney was functioning straight away, and I was so happy.
And then the next thing I remember is waking up in recovery, bit disorientated, but then once I got back to the ward, my first question I asked was, how's my mum and how's she doing and where is she, and looked over and she was there, you know, doing quite well, awake by that time. Obviously I'd come up a lot later than my mum.
Within a week, I was out of the hospital Thursday. The Friday the operation was done, and the Thursday I was out. After 8 weeks, I was nearly back to normal. Yeah.
I'm glad she talked me into it because the change in my life has been dramatic. Obviously, it took a lot of strength from her part to convince me and draw me into me that, you know, let me do this for you. So, yeah, it's been great.
I'll say go for it. Don't worry at all. All the doctors, nurses, all the people will help you, and try to find all the information you can, and understand everything. There's nothing to worry about it, and you'll do a great job, and you'll be very pleased afterward. I'm so pleased.